What's up, everyone? I'm CL Connolly, and if my hair is a disaster, it's because she just got done swinging from my hair like she's Tarzan. So anyway, today I want to talk about working for yourself or for someone else. So here's my thought on this. I have always been in the mindset that you work for someone else until you are able to save up enough money to be able to work for yourself. So if anybody's ever noticed, when you get a job, I'm sorry, my husband likes it really cold in the house. And I didn't feel like putting this on because once she goes to take a nap, I have to take it off because it's too freaking hot in here. Anyway, but you can always do a side thing while you're working for someone else in order to start making money on your own. But if you've ever actually had a job where you're working for a large corporation or just someone else in general, you know that they always kind of pay you the bare minimum, specifically because they can. They pay you whatever the state regulates them is the minimum because they don't care. What are you chewing on? Did you find a tag? Okay. But it's like they pay you whatever the state's minimum is specifically because they can, right? And what is actually happening is they're profiting way more and they can just pocket everything that they didn't pay you. Oh, I'm going to pay you $7.25 an hour because that's the minimum wage. And then I'm going to pay myself $50 an hour, $100 an hour, whatever the fuck I want because I own the company and I can do whatever I want with my money, right? That's how they see it. They don't care about you. Large corporations, they don't care about you. The CEOs and all those people sitting in those big comfy chairs that have actually never had your job, right? They've never worked in that lower level. They don't know. I don't get my job because they get $30,000 bonuses every year. Right? One big paycheck, $30,000. Screw you, assholes. They don't give a shit about the little guy. They will pay you whatever the state requires them is the minimum to pay you because they don't give a shit. They make money. They make their money all the time. And that's one thing that I feel like the government should stop doing is that once these people are out of office, bitch, stop giving them a paycheck. Make them work for their money because they don't care. They're already rich. They're so out of touch. Talk about celebrities who are so out of touch because they make all of this freaking money and they have no idea what it's like down at the bottom when you're sitting there and all you can eat for 2 weeks straight is, butter sandwiches or peanut butter sandwiches. Or, you get the real thin sliced meat because there's more slices inside there. So you put 1 or 2 on your sandwich. It's mostly bread. It's mostly bread. Maybe you could splurge and get some mayonnaise or mustard or a little bit of something. Heck, I've even had one where it was mayonnaise and onion because all I had in the house was bread, mayonnaise, and onion and baby food because I made sure that my son had food to eat. Been there. I'm just saying, they have no idea what the struggle actually is to pay for groceries and stuff like that. Now, my thing is that way back in the day when my son was little, he's 25 now, okay, when my son was an infant, I could buy groceries for the house for 2 weeks on $80, okay, 25 years ago, okay? So think about it that way. 25 years ago, I could buy groceries for 2 weeks in my house for $80. As a matter of fact, I think I did it on $50 too, but it was just feeding me and my infant son, right? But that's my thing. So back then, yes, we could do that. But the cost of groceries now is so ridiculous. I remember my husband and I, we used to have a set amount of what we would pay each day or each week. We would pay $100 for groceries. That was it for just the two of us, right? No problem. Easy peasy $100. Great. Now, if we don't go over $250, awesome. I'm so happy that we did not pay more than $250 for fucking groceries in 1 week. Okay. Now, granted, I will say that my husband does get paid very well at his job. He really does. Of course, he works for air conditioning supply. We live in Texas. He sells a lot of supplies. So his bonuses are, a lot sometimes, not always. But because it depends on what time of year it is. But I'm just saying, he also has worked his way up in that company. He isn't comfortable with working for himself. He prefers following, a specific set of rules that has been given to him by the company. So he enjoys doing that. He enjoys, making or doing things for the company, right? And recently my husband got a promotion. So now he's going to be over, a big warehouse type of thing, a delivery warehouse, distribution center, something like that. Anyway, I know he's been promoted either way. So yes, he did get a big pay raise. But the thing is though, is that because of how we have managed our funds over the years since we've been married for the last 22 going on 23 years, we have managed to figure out a way to actually manage our funds properly so we could get the property that we wanted. And the house that we live in now, we did not pay how much it costs now for this house because we bought it right before the pandemic hit and when the cost of everything went up, right? But my husband actually enjoys working for someone else. He enjoys someone else giving him that kind of thing. Me, on the other hand, bitch, I don't have a problem with working for someone else, but you're not going to fucking micromanage my ass. Don't stand over me and have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? Bitch, you gave me 50 things to do today alone. I have got through 3 of them. What the fuck do you expect me to do if you're constantly going, can you come into the office so we can talk about what you're supposed to be doing today? Screw you, dick. Shut up. Let me do my job and the 50 things that you've given me today and stop micromanaging my ass and maybe I could actually get things done. That's my problem. That is the problem that I had. Let me do my job and what is in my job description. I have no problem doing that. But I'm tired of you constantly fucking micromanaging me just because you're one level above me. Fuck you, That's my thing. So I think there are people in this world that are perfect to work for someone else because they enjoy having that, okay, is there something else I can do? Is there something else I can do? Is there anything else I can do for you? And then there's others where it's like, look, I just want to have a list set. I'm going to go do that. You leave me the fuck alone. Those are the people that are better off working for themselves because they can set a consistent timeline for what they need to do and when it needs to be done. I'm just saying, you have a consistent timeline. So when things need to get done and you can set your own deadlines for things and you can hit that deadline and you will get there and everything is perfect. No problem. So essentially, in my mind, I feel like there are 2 types of people in this world. Those who strive to work for someone else and those who literally should be working for themselves because they hate those dumbasses who either don't want to do their own job, so they put it onto you, and now they're going to micromanage your ass to get shit done when you're in the process of getting shit done. Leave me the fuck alone and let me do it, right? So, to work for yourself, this is how I did it because I worked in the restaurant industry and I worked in retail. I was able to have a flexible schedule in a way so that I could actually still work on what I wanted to do and go to my job that made money, right? So you had that flexible schedule in order to do that. So that was best for me. And I could not do that when I had an office job. When I have an office job, because you work all day long and it's Monday through Friday. By the time the weekend comes, you just want to relax. I get that now. I work Monday through Friday at home on my books and I get Saturday and Sunday off. I get the weekend off. Great. My husband's taking a 4-day weekend. Awesome. That's all I'm saying. He can do that. He can take a 4-day weekend if he wants to. But my thing is, though, is that So can I, because I work for myself. I have built up everything that I've needed to do for the month of August. So by the time September hits, I'm done and I can take a week off. Am I going to take that week off? Essentially, yes, but also no. So basically my week off consists of mostly planning for what my next writing session is and getting everything set out for that month. So September will be all planned out on the week that I take off, essentially. And because this one is attached to me and, doesn't exactly let go most of the time, I have been working out here on the sofa because it's hard for me to work in my office when I have to keep telling her, don't chew on my laptop, don't chew on my desk mat, don't chew on my desk, things like that, because she's on my arm. And I have to use both hands to work because that's how I type, right? And if she takes a nap, she will actually take a nap so I can work with both hands and it's okay. But either way, I have a lot of respect for people who have, toddlers at home and stuff like that are attached to them and they're still trying to work like a little side business or something to make a little extra money. I have so much respect for those people because this is the exact same thing as having a toddler in your house who's constantly getting into everything, wanting to touch this, wanting to touch that. I want to do this. I want to do that. Chewing on this, chewing on that. Don't put that in your mouth kind of thing, So anyway, I have a lot of respect for them. But my thing is that you have to figure out who you are as a person and whether or not you want to work for someone or work for yourself. And then you have to figure out the best course of action to actually go from working for someone else and working for yourself. Now, a lot of, I want to say kids, and only because I still think of my son as a child, right? And a lot of kids that have graduated from high school, but are still not 30 yet, they're still living with their parents. They have that option to work for themselves from home, and they can do that because they live with their parents. Now, there is other things that they may have bills to pay and things like that, but if their parents are paying their bills, or sit down, discuss with your parents exactly what you want to do with your life. Hey, this is how I want to live. This is what I want to do. I would really like to be able to make my own money and start my own business. Is it okay if I do that and I work from home? Now, you have to actually work in order to do things. Like I know a lot of vendors that go to these events and stuff like that, and that's all they do. They go to these events and they make all their money that way. And they sell things online on their websites and things like that. They don't have to have a day job. They can actually work for themselves at these events and they can have fun. And that's how they work and, everything else. And I feel like that should be a lot of people. A lot of people really need to get on that page where they know what they want to do with their life. Now I always feel like, and this is what I've always told my son too, your 20s are to figure out what you want to do with your life. That's because a lot of people, I knew what I wanted to do when I was 6. So I knew that I was going to be a writer and, author. I was going to write books and things like that. So I knew that when I was 6. So I've known my entire life. But there's so many people out there that don't know what they want to do with their life the second they graduate from high school. And immediately their parents are like, go get a job, go do this, yeah, go get a job until you figure it out. But that's why I feel like, your 20s are spent figuring out what you want to do with your life. Once you hit 30, you should have been able to figure out, your things. And I feel like I would actually, if I owned my own company and I was hiring people on, of course I own my own company, but that's completely different. I'm like a single person. But if I own like this big corporation or something like that, right? And I was hiring people I would hire a 20-year-old or, anyone that's in their 20s, even if they'd had like 6 jobs in the past, 3 years. Because in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, so they're still trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. Cool, great. Let's go ahead and get them in here, see if they like this. I mean, a lot of people, the way that they think about it is like, I'm not going to hire them. Look at how many jobs they've had in the last 3 years. Why? They're still trying to figure out their life. Now, if they're in their 40s and they've had 6 jobs in the last 3 years, something is wrong. Maybe they're hard to work with. Oh, they left a job because it gave them more money. That's a lie, because now we're going to contact that employer and find out exactly why they left, because it seems like, okay, can you not stick with the job? Because I know someone personally who literally has not had the same job for a full year. Like, I don't think they have ever stuck with a job for a single year. Like, they switch jobs like every 6 months, and it's ridiculous. For 20 years, they have switched jobs every 6 months. Who the hell does that? And if you're not in your 20s, why are you continuously doing that? You should know what you want to do with your life. Do that with your life. The end. By the time you hit 30, you should know. So by the time you're 35, you should have worked to that point, and you should be able to, have that job. And then that's what you do until, and you always want to have something that gives you flexibility to be able to live a life and not just constantly go and punch a clock. And, you get like 1 week of vacation every year, because that's fucking ridiculous. Any company that only gives you 1 single week, you get 40 hours every year. No, that is not enough time to give them off to recuperate, everything that has gone on each quarter. They should have a week. They should have 40 hours each quarter of the year, which is 4 weeks a year. And I think that would be the perfect amount of vacation for everyone across the board. Even if they're part-time, don't give them 40 hours. If they're part-time, give them whatever their normal hours are for the week. Give them that as their, every quarter, because it makes it a little easier for people if you get paid vacation, because then you're not having to worry about, okay, I just took a week off from work. If I don't work, I don't get paid. Food service industry. If I don't work, I don't get paid, right? So you don't exactly have that kind of, she just heard the washer go off. So they don't have that kind of, flexibility and stuff like that. But you want to make sure that you actually get that much time off in order to give yourself time to, maybe you just had a rough 3 months, right? So every 3 months, you get a week off to relax and do nothing and have a life, whatever. You want to make sure that you get that. I will say, if the company does not provide time off, I say, get out, leave, screw you guys, I'm going home, kind of thing. So I don't know. You have to figure out what kind of person you are. Do you want to work for someone else, or do you want to work for yourself? I prefer working for myself. That's just how it is, because I can set up my own schedule and actually get my schedule done. My husband prefers working for someone else, because he has said that if he retires, he doesn't know what the hell he would do with his life. He has no idea what he would do. I mean, it takes him a full day to, mow the yard. We have 3 acres. Half an acre is not cleared. So technically we have 2.5 acres that he has to mow, right? So that's my thing. It takes him a whole day to do all that. And then he has to, spray for like grass and stuff like that on our dirt road. He's got to get that, kill all that grass and stuff like that, and kill any of the parts that we drive on and everything. But my thing is, so he has no idea what he would do if he were to retire. He doesn't know. So I get that. I get that some people really need to work for someone else in order to have that kind of stability and know that they're always going to have a paycheck or whatever it is that they're looking for, which is great. That's perfect. Fine. Do that. But if you know that you can't deal with someone else constantly micromanaging and telling you what to do on a regular basis, I say work for something that you want to do by yourself. Open your own business, open a website and, randomly do shit and sell it on your website, but you have to work at it. In order to own your own business, it's very hard because you have to do a lot of social media. You have to do a lot of, marketing on your own. You have to do your own marketing. There is no way of getting around that. It's your own marketing. You're the one who has to do all of that. You're the one who has to advertise and, tell people. Like, my mom is so funny. So we have this little cafe in town, and my mom took one of my business cards that I have that I usually pass out whenever I'm at these events, and she stuck it up on their little, business card tack board that they have for locals, right? So she goes, if it's gone when you come by, just stick another one up there. And I'm like, okie dokie. I hardly ever go in there. My husband goes in there more times than I do, but we hardly ever go in there. So anyway, I have no idea if my card's been taken since the last time we were in there. But either way, you know, that's the thing too. If you have like a small town or something like that, where they have like a local cork board or something where you can tack up a business card, you can always do that. It's advertising. They used to do way back in the day, and I'm going to put it this way. Okay. So multi-level marketing companies, in order for them to like recruit people, they used to do these little things where they would do the pull tabs, right? Which is a poster that has like the little strips where it would have your phone number and stuff like that. Contact me if you want this. Contact me if you're looking for this, you know, things like that. That's the old way of doing it. Well, now we have social media. So with social media, you can do a little bit more, but you have to advertise so much. And a lot of the times it's going to cost you money, because Facebook is very difficult to build if you're not spending money. Instagram, it's not the same way, because with Instagram's kind of funny where it seems like my followers go up just a little bit and I don't expect it to. Did you find something? Okay. But like with TikTok was actually easy to gain followers because you've got the For You page. So because it comes up on the For You page, boom, you get a lot of followers that way. YouTube, it's a little harder because you have to be constantly consistent with your videos, and you have to find something that people actually give a shit to listen to. Because I'm willing to guarantee my videos most people don't make it all the way to the end of my videos. I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure that it's because I ramble on about nothing. I don't know. Anyway, yep, that's it. So figure out what kind of person you are. Are you the kind of person who would prefer to have, you know, you go in the morning and you know what job you're going to do because you have a job description and someone has given you a list of things to do that day, and you can say, hey, I've finished my list. Is there anything else I need to do? If you're the kind of person that would actually rather take, you know, or be given something to do on a consistent basis and have someone there telling you what to do, then you'd probably better off working for someone else. But if you cannot stand someone constantly micromanaging every little freaking detail of your life, bitch, I'm working. Let me fucking work. Let me do my job. Leave me the fuck alone. You might want to think about owning your own business. Is she going to go to sleep? Oh my gosh, how cute is she? I'm sorry. She like curled up inside there. Hi, honey. I don't know if you can see her. I don't know if you can see her. But she curled up inside there and laid down. Are you going to take a nap, baby? Okay. She's probably going to take a nap now. It is about nap time. She probably wants a bottle now too. All right, let's go do that. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe, or don't. I don't give a shit. Do whatever the fuck you want. Let me know in the comments below. Are you the type of person who would rather work for someone else or work for yourself? That's just, you know, curiosity kills the cat type of thing. But anyway, I know I give kisses too. I love that. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Okay, bye.